श्री श्री गुरु गौरांगबंदाय गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोदी हरि जू की जय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन जू की जय। नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद अश्वतर शत श्रीमार भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जय। नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद अश्वतर शत श्रीमार भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की sorry wait let me just it's नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मान भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मान भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जय। नित्यालोक विष्णु विष्णुपाद शतर शतश्मान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभागवत शिल गोरक्षर बाबाजी महाराज की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट शिल सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम शिल जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जय। श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शार गोसाई प्रभु की जय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जय। नाम जय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल कोरमंडल ब्रजमंडल मथुर वृंदावन धाम की जय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदत्त गिरिराज महाराज की जय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जय। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. Wait, let me just look at the calendar really quick. Oh, says Shri Ishwar Puripar ki jai. Tatiya Shubha Tirubha Titi ki jai. जय हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। समागत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna. I'll do Mangalacharan and then begin. अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। श्रीसिद्धान्त सरस्वती विदितो कोडिय गुर्वन्वये भातो भानुरिव प्रभात गगने योगोर संकीर्तनाय मायावारतमिङ्गिलो दरगतान् उद्धृत्य जीवानिमान् कृष्ण प्रेम सुदाब्धिकाहन सुखां प्रादात् प्रभुं तं भजे। वन्दे भक्ति विनोदं श्री गौरशक्ति स्वरूपकं भक्ति शास्त्रज्ञ सम्राजं राधारस सुधा निधिं। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वृषभानुसुतान्वितवामतनु यमुनातटना यमुनातटनागरनन्दसुतं Murali Kalagita Vinodaparam Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Smara Gaura Gadadhara Kelikalam Bhava Gaura Gadadhara Pakshacharam Shrinu Gaura Gadadhara Charukhatam Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavai Vasmi, Na Jivami Taya Vina, Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvang, Nayamang Charanantikam. Bhaktya Vihina Aparādha Lakshay, Kshiptascha Kamadhitaranga Madhye, Kripa Mai Tvam Sharanam Prapanna, Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, dear devotees, Ndri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Chatamai Mataji, Ganga Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, and I'm guessing Indira Mataji and Raseshwari Mataji. And I don't know who else is there. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. But Dandavat Pranams. Also pranams to all devotees watching in the future. So we are continuing on with our reading of Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi. I'm just so funny sometimes when I start the videos, I see myself, like the video of myself, and I notice, oh my God, my tilak's very crooked today. Anyways, doesn't matter. All right, so yeah, I didn't get to look at this chapter beforehand today, but and I just noticed that it is Ishwar Puripad's disappearance day. On the Gopinath Gaudiya Math calendar and in the Chaitanya Gaudiya Math calendar, it doesn't have Ishwar Puripad's disappearance day there, but I see it in other calendars. So today's reading is actually not so long. Maybe at the end of the reading, we can read his glories from the book Sri Chaitanya and His Associates by Srila Bhaktivinoda Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. Yeah, let's see how much time we have at the end. I think we'll have a good amount of time though. Before we begin, let's recite these verses for the 10 offenses to the holy name, and then we will begin. Okay. Satam ninda namna paramam aparādham vitanute yatha kyatim yatam katam usahate tar vigarham Shivasya Shri Vishnur ya iha gunanamari sakalam dhiya bhinnam pashyet sakhalu harinama hitakaram Puroravagya Shruti Shastra Nindanam Tathartavado Harinami Kalpanam Namno Baladyasya hi papa buddhir na vidyate tasya yamar hi shuddhi dharma vratatyaga hutari sarva shubha kriya samyam api pramadha ashadadhane vimukhe pyashrinvati yaschopadesha shivanama paradaha Shrutvapi nama mahatmyam yah priti rahito dhamam ahang mamadi paramo namni sopyaparadakrit. So this is from the Padma Puran, cited in Hari Bhakti Vilas and Bhakti Sambhava. All right. Last night I went for a program with Prem Prayojan Prabhu. This is his last program. Yesterday was his last program in Mayapur, and so I thought I would attend it. And he explained this last verse of the 10 offenses, Shrutvapi nama mahatmam yapriti rahito dhamma, in the context of the Advaita Acharya, Advaita Tattva, and is very interesting. Anyways, I need to. The class is super technical, but on very amazing though on Advaita Acharya, Advaita Tattva. I need to re-listen to it, but anyways, once I understand it a little bit better, then maybe I'll share what he spoke on that. All right. So let me just get this set up. We're continuing on. Today we're reading chapter 8 of Harināma-cintāmaṇi, Arthavāda Aparādha, the offense of interpreting the holy name. I just want to look up this word Arthavāda before we start. I'm not so clear on the meaning, actually. This is wisdomlib.com, and let's see. Arthavāda explanations. Arthavāda and Vaishnavas. Okay, here it says Arthavāda means exaggerated praise. That's from the glossary page of Śrī Bhagavatamrita. Let's see. Have you ever seen this website? It's called WisdomLib, and it collects from all different places. The Marathi and English dictionary says it means hyperbolical praise or dispraise, poetical embellishment, mere fiction or flourish, fanciful reasoning and explanation. Sanskrit dictionary. Affirmation, declaratory assertion, and explanatory remark, speech. Let's see. That's a Sanskrit dictionary. Praise or eulogy. Okay. In Vedanta, Ashirvad. Anyways, so praise, speaking for gain, explanation of the meaning. Okay, sorry. God, there's so many. Yeah, so I'm interesting. Okay, sorry guys, I'm taking way too long. This is I wonder though if it in this case if it means hyperbolical praise or exaggerated praise, or anyways, let's see if it becomes more clear. Because yeah, I've never been totally clear on this. Let's open this up in Reader. All right. Oh, and Haribol Sarveshwari Mataji. And let me see if anybody else joins. No. Oh yeah, there's a lot of more people, 7 people on YouTube and Facebook, but I don't know who it is because I don't. This is, see, you can see on my screen. I can only see the names of people who write comments. All right. What am I doing? Oh yeah. There it is. Okay, Harināma-cintāmaṇi, chapter 8. Arthavāda Aparādha.
the offense of interpreting the holy name. So this translator, I think his name is Bhaktivinoda Giri Maharaj, he translated it as interpreting. Let's see. Arthavāda Harinamni Kalpanam. So interesting, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he usually we consider these two things, like in most of the explanations for the 10 offenses to the holy name. Arthavāda is one thing, and then Harinamni Kalpanam is another thing. And so we're used to saying, what is it? The fifth offense? I think it's, yeah, we say the fifth offense, like we see the fifth offense is Arthavāda, to think that the glories of the holy name is just mere exaggeration or praise. And then we see this Harinamni Kalpanam as the sixth offense, which is to give mundane interpretations of the holy name. But Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he combines these together. So we'll see how Haridas Thakur explains it. So, giving an imaginary interpretation to Harinam or considering the glories of the name to be imaginary. So yeah, see that's how we're used to sing it. Jai Gaur Gadadhar Shri Radha Madhav Jai Gaur Lila Stali Janavi Vaishnav. Glories to Gaur Gadadhar and Shri Radha Madhav. Glories unto the places of Gaura's pastimes. Glories to the Ganga and the Vaishnavas. I'm thinking of including this, like all these little small things in the Gaudiya Giti Gucha. So this could just be like a little small, like when you're doing Harinam Sankirtan or something, you could just sing this Jai Gaura Gadadhar Shri Radha Madhav Jai Gaura Lila Stali Janavi Vaishnav. I have a bunch of these, like this kind of thing. Okay. Hariname Arthavar Kalpana Chintan Panchamaparada Prabho Shri Saccidānanda. So Haridas continued, O Lord Saccidānanda, the fifth offense is to give an interpretation to Harinam, or to consider its glories to be exaggerated or imaginary. I'm curious though, if Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if this is how the translator translated, but I'm wondering if Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur just takes this to be one thing, like Artavad Kalpana Chintan, to I guess you can Kalpana is imaginary, Artavad can be just a meaning that's imaginary. To think that the names is just an explanation which is imaginary, or to just think it is just to think that it's hyperbolical praise that is imaginary. I think it could just be taken like that, but I don't know. Let's just see. Now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, engaging in semantics in relation to Harinam is opposed to all Shastra. The glories of Harinam that have been written are, oh, sorry. So somebody might think, the glories of Harinam that have been written are not real, but just semantics and exaggeration. But semantics and exaggeration have been used in order to create nama ruchi, a taste for the name. Yeah, so somebody might think that, oh, it's just an exaggeration just to get us to chant. Actually, the glories of Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda that have been written, those are all exaggerations to give people a taste for the results they produce. But it is not so with Nam. Interpretation in relation to the holy name is an offense. And really, how can we think that any of these glories of the holy name are an exaggeration when the name is completely non-different from Krishna, from the possessor of the name? So anything that we see written about Harinam means it's directly written about Krishna himself. And so do we think that, oh, Krishna is not capable of burning away all our offenses just by having direct contact with him? And like, does Krishna not have that power? Of course his name has that much power. Of course Krishna has that much power. So yeah, nothing that we see about the glories of the holy name is an exaggeration because it's Krishna himself. So Nam Mahima, the glories of the holy name, glories of Nam. Smriti kohe helai, Shraddhai Namaloy, Krishna tare kripa kori, hoyen sadoy. The Smriti says that Krishna is merciful to anyone who chants Nam with faith or even with neglect. Namer sadrisha gyan nahi ko nirma, Namer sadrisha vrata nahi ko prabha. There is no knowledge as pure as the holy name. There is no vrat as powerful as the holy name. Namer sadrisha dhyan nahi e jagate, Namer sadrisha phal nahi ko namate. There is no meditation in this world like that of the holy name. There is no philosophy that gives a result like that of the holy name. Namer sadrisha tyag kona rupe noy, Namer sadrisha sama kabu nahi hoy. There is no form of renunciation like that of the holy name. There's nothing equal to the holy name. There's nothing equal to Krishna. There's nothing equal to the holy name. Namer sadrisha punya nahi e sangsare, Namer sadrisha gati nadeki vichare. There is no piety in this world like that of the holy name. I do not consider that there is any destination like that of the holy name. Nami parama mukti, nama ucha gati, Nami parama shanti, nama ucha sthiti. The name is the highest type of liberation. The name is the highest type of destination. The name is the highest type of peace. The name is the highest situation. Oh, and just one thing, in Bengali, when there's an E connected to a word, it's often to give it emphasis. It's like it means the name alone, only the name alone, or indeed the name. Gives emphasis, and lots of times it's used to mean only this. Um, and the reason why I'm saying nami instead of namui is because, yeah, often in Bengali pronunciation, if there's an A that's not pronounced at the end, you just connect the E at the end like that. Like um like in Hindi, the same word is there, he. You'd say nam he, and in Bengali you just say E. So nam e, nami. Nami parama bhakta, nama shuddhamati, Nami parama priti, nama parasmriti. The name is the highest type of bhakti. The name is the highest type of love. The name is the highest type of remembrance. Nami karana tattva nama sarva prabhu, Parama aradhyanam guru rupe vibhu. The name is the ultimate cause. The name is the Lord of all. The name is the most worshipable, and the name appears as the greatest guru. Krishna namer sarvottamata. Krishna's name is the greatest of all. Are the supreme excellence of Krishna's name. That's how I translate it. Sahasra Vishnu namer tulya hoy. Sorry. Sahasra Vishnu namer tulya hoy. Ek Ram Nam, Tin Ram Nam Tulya Ek Krishna Nam. 1,000 names of Vishnu equals one name of Ram, and 3 names of Ram equals one name of Krishna. I think we went through this verse. Where was it from? Was it Padma Puran? I can't remember, but yeah, we went through this verse when we were reading Jaiva Dharma, the original verse. Namer Arthavāda narak gaman avashya ghate. Those who use semantics with the name certainly enter a hellish condition. Shruti gana namer Mahatma Sadagai, namer chit tattva boli jagate janai. The verses of the Shruti eternally sing the glories of the name. They explain to the world about the transcendental nature of the name. Shruti smriti pradarshita namer je phal, tahe artavad kore pashanda prabha. Those who think the descriptions in the Shruti and Smriti concerning the results obtained from the name are exaggeration are extreme offenders. They think, oh, it's just praise. It's just a hyperbolical praise. They are pashanda prabal. Hariname Arthavāda je adhama kore, she papishta narakete, pochi pochi more. Those who consider the glories of Harinam to be exaggerated are contemptible. Such wicked persons constantly burn and suffer in a hellish condition. Je bole namer phal shruti satya noy, name ruchi dite matra tatta phal koi. They say, whatever the Shruti says about the results of chanting the name is not true. It is only there to give Nam Ruchi, a taste for the holy name, so that people get a result. They're just trying to coax people into chanting the name. Shastrer tatparya ar jiva hita hita, she adham nahi jane bhuje viparita. Such fallen persons have no understanding of the meaning of the Shastra, nor do they know what is favorable or unfavorable. Everything is the opposite for them. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, someone who has no bhakti sukriti never has faith in bhakti tattva. Within the process of bhakti, chanting the name is the best. Chanting the name is the best. Thus, without sukriti, a taste for the name can never appear. Those without sukriti do not believe in the descriptions of the name's infinite results. One who is attached to only one part of the Shastra cannot understand the true meaning of the Shastra. Okay. Namer phal satya, tahate artavader prayojan nai. The results of the name are real. There is no necessity to exaggerate them. Yeah, and as I explained, this is how it made sense to me. It's just knowing, yeah, Nam and Nami are non-different. Krishna is non-different. So do you think any of the glories that we say about Krishna are just an exaggeration? There's no need to like over glorify Krishna. It's not possible to over glorify him. And so it's the same thing. It's not possible. You can't over glorify the Harinam. It's non-different from Krishna. Can't exaggerate. Karma kanda acheto kaitava swarta gyan bhakti tattve name taha nahe vidyaman. Karma kanda contains deceitful knowledge to satisfy one's own desires. But in bhakti tattva and in chanting the holy name, these things do not exist. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says the word kaitava means durtata, deceptive. Karma kanda phala shruti, rochanartha jani, bhakti tattve phala shruti nitya satyamani. I know that the results described in karma kanda are meant to charm people. I consider the results found in bhakti tattva to be eternal and real. Okay, so the things about karma kanda might be an exaggeration, but not about harinam, bhakti tattva. Nam tattve shatya nahi pae kabustan, nirjera nahi ko swarta nama koridan. There is no such deceit in Nam tattva. The name does not fulfill selfish desires. Karma phaler arthavāda aparityaja. One should not abandon the idea that the results of karma are exaggerated. Okay. Namadana shradhavane jai jana kore, Krishna dasya kore she swartha parihare. One who has faith in the benefits given by Nam engages in service to Krishna. He rejects selfish desires. Karma koraile jajaker artalab ataev tahik kaitavir to prabhav. Jajaks, Vedic priests, achieve benefits from performing karma. Thus, they are influenced by deceit. Veda smriti nam phal ananta bakhane swartha buddhi shunya sheje taha nahi mane. The Vedas and Smriti described unlimited results from the holy name. This does not mean that the name is devoid of personal benefits. Okay, then Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, Swartha Buddhi, personal benefits, refers to that mentality by which the jivas endeavor to advance spiritually. Karma shab shubha shub jader ashraye jaramaya phal jache jajamana chaye. All karma produces good and bad results wherein one takes refuge in matter. Thus, a jajaman, a performer of karmic rituals, requests results that are completely material. Karma phal dure pheli, jeba kore karma, hridoy vishuddhatar hoy ei marma. When someone casts aside the results of karma, but continues to engage in good action, this means that their heart is becoming purified. Right? That's nishkam karma. In Bhagavad Gita, so much of the beginning of Bhagavad Gita is about nishkam karma, performing your duties, doing karma, performing pious acts, but without any desire for enjoying the results, just offering all the results of all your actions to Krishna. So translator's note. In this verse, karma refers to one's varnashram duties. When one engages in such activities out of social obligation, but is detached from the results, one is on the path of purification, as a translator said that. Okay. Vishuddha hridoye atma rati sunirmal, udoy hoya hoy kramasha prabal. Such a person with a pure heart experiences transcendental pleasure in the Atma, and gradually that becomes stronger. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, Atma Rati means taking pleasure in Atma Tattva, the reality of the self, and thus having aversion to anything unconnected with the Atma. Nama Chinmoy, Tahate Arthavāda hoite parena. The name is spiritual. It does not need any interpretation. And actually, I understand this as Tahate Arthavāda hoite parena. Yeah, it's not possible to even exaggerate the glories of the holy name. Namashe Atmarati Nije Upastita Sadhana Kalete Sadhya Vastur Vihita. That Atmarati appears from the name. That Atmarati appears from the name. Then, during the course of one sadhan, one attains the object of attainment. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, right? Atma Rati means taking pleasure in the reality of the self. And so that Atma Rati appears from the name. Then during the course of one sadhan, one attains the object of attainment. Karmer charamafal nama rasahoy sadhurupe anushtita karmete nishchoy. The ultimate result of one's activities should be namaras. The activities observed by a sadhu should certainly culminate in this. That's nice, huh? Everything that we do, all our activities, what are we doing it for? What is the ultimate result we're aspiring for? Is that was namaras, that we can submerge ourselves in the ras of the name. and Krishna. So when we do anything, especially in our spiritual life, but when we do anything, then we should think, is this going to increase my taste in chanting the holy name? Ataiva chodalok brahmiya brahman jai fal nahi pan nama tahahon. Therefore, although he may roam the 14 worlds, even a Brahmin will not attain this result of tasting the holy name. Nam phal sarvapari avashya hoibe, karmi gyani hingsa kori name ki koribe. And indeed, the results of Nam, the results from Nam are above all others. How can karmis or gyanis harm the name? Namabhase sarva karma o brahma gyaner phal hoya thake. By namabhas, one attains all the results from karma and brahma gyan. Just from namabhas, one attains all the results from karma and brahma gyan. Sarva karma phala namabhase labda hoy, sarva gyana phala namabhase te miloy. Oh, wait, I just see something. Okay, never mind. 1 second. There, okay. Namabhas awards all the results of karma, and through namabhas, one attains all the results of gyan. So karma, all the results of karma and gyan are attained nearly by a semblance of the name, not even the name directly, just the shadow of the name. You can get all that. Abhase mililo jodi eto uccho phal, nam vastu tattodhika pradhane prabal. If one comes in connection with even a semblance of the name, just an abhas, this produces a higher result. The name has the power to award so much more than karma and gyan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura says, the results from namabhas are greater than those from karma and gyan. When the results of namabhas are such, then the results achieved from the direct, pure name must be greater. Is there any doubt in this? Ataev shastre jata nama phal gai, shuddha nama shrita jan nishchoy tapai. Therefore, the Shastra sings about the results of the holy name. Those persons who take shelter of Shuddhanam certainly obtain them. Nam phale jahar sandeha tahar mangal nai. Those who doubt the results of Nam, they attain no auspiciousness. Ihate sandeha jar she adham jan, nam aparādhe tar avashya patan. Those who doubt this are the most despicable of men. They certainly fall down due to this nam aparad. Vede Ramayane ar Bharate Purane Adi Ante Madhye Hari Namere Bakhane. In the beginning, middle, and end of the Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharat, and the Puranas, only Hari Nam is spoken of. Nam phal shruti vakya anadi nishchal, tahe Arthavāda kalpanar kiba phal. The results of Nam are found in the words of the Shruti, which have no beginning and are unchangeable. How can such results be exaggerated or imaginary? Right? We were just going over yesterday how the Amnaya Vakya, right? That's the words of Shruti, are Swata Siddha. They are self-substantiated. There's no external thing that can substantiate them. They're perfect in themselves. They're eternal. They're apurusheya. They were not written by any man. Who was it? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that it's the breathing, comes from the breathing of Vishnu. Karma Gyaner Shakti Apekha Ananta Gun Shakti Name Ache. I almost sang that title. The potency of the name has unlimited qualities that are greater than the potencies of karma and gyan. Wait, karma gyaner shakti apekha ananta gun shakti name ache. Okay, sorry. Okay. Nama nami eka name diya sarva shakti sarva pari koriyacho tava nama bhakti. The name and the names, the possessor of the name, are one, and you have invested all your potencies in the name. Above all other methods, you have stressed that Nam Bhakti is the greatest of all. Devotion to the name is the greatest of all. Tumito swatantra tattva sarva shaktiman, tomar ichai joto vidhir vidhan. You are the independent reality and the possessor of all potencies. By your desire, laws are put into place. Karma ke korecho joda ar brahmagyane, diyacho nirvana shakti swatantra vidhane. You have situated matter within karma and nirvana shakti. That's the power of impersonal liberation. Sorry, let me reread that. You have situated matter within karma and nirvana shakti within brahmagyan because you are independent. Ichamoy tumi prabhu shriya namakshare ar piacho sab shakti ar ke ki kore. O Lord, being free to act according to your desires, you have placed all your potencies in the syllables of the holy name. Having invested all your powers there, what more can be given? So he's saying, okay, you've invested karma with matter, and you've invested brahmagyan with nirvana shakti, the power of impersonal liberation, of nothing, really, nothingness. But you've invested all your potencies into the holy name, all your own Shakti. So what more can be given? Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, you are the autonomous supreme person, possessed of independent desires. You have invested all your potencies in your name. What can be the objection from anyone? And that's actually what we were just going through yesterday in like the verses that we're memorizing in Dashmula Tattva. The first one, the one that we memorized yesterday, is about how Krishna is completely independent and how he engages all his shaktis, the para shakti, the jiva shakti, and the maya shakti, in all their respective functions. And then in the next verse that we're going to memorize, I guess next Sunday, it will be going through the para shakti is divided into three. There's the Sandhini shakti, the Samvit shakti, and the Hladini shakti. And actually, yesterday we also looked at a chart seeing all the functions of those shaktis. So all those shaktis, all the shakti, Krishna invested all of that into the name. Ataiva tava nam sarva shaktiman name artavad nahi koribe vidvan. Therefore, your name possesses all potencies. A wise person will never impose mundane interpretations upon the name. Like all Shakti that there is, all Saccidānanda, Samvit, Hladini, what is Sandhini, Samvit, Hladini, everything that they can do, everything, that's all in the name. And so a wise person will never, there's nothing that could be more, it's not possible for there to be anything more glorious than that. So nobody would ever have to make some mundane interpretation when it's already like the peak of any glory possible is in the name. Tad aparādher pratikar, the remedy for this aparad. Okay, so now what do we do if we've made this aparad thinking that the name is, these glories are just an exaggeration, or if we've made our own mundane interpretation? Name Arthavāda aparādhe ghote jadi, dante trina dhori jai vaishnava sangsadi. If one makes the offense of giving interpretations to the name, one should place a blade of grass between his teeth and approach an assembly of Vaishnavas. Vaishnava Sangsadi means an assembly of Vaishnavas that discuss Krishna Katha. Aparādha janaiya Vaishnava charane koma magi kakuti koriya riju mane. One should fall at the Vaishnav's feet and inform them of his offense, being straightforward with them, being completely what does it say? Okay. Anyways, being straightforward with them, one should shed tears and beg forgiveness. Namir mahima gyata bhagavata jan kama kori kripa kori dibe alingan. The devotees who are well aware of the glories of the name will show forgiveness and compassion and embrace him. Name Arthavāda ar kalpana manan kabu nahi hobe chitte maya vidamban. Okay, so here Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is making it two separate things. There's Arthavāda and kalpana manan. So exaggeration and making mundane interpretations. One should never give a mundane interpretation to Nam and think that the glories of the name are imaginary. This is the deception of Maya. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, those who do not believe in Nam attempt to give interpretations to it, yet this is only the deception of Maya. Arthavāda kari saha hoile sambhashan Sachele janabi jale koribo majan. If one converses with someone who gives mundane interpretations to the name, one should jump in the waters of the Ganga with all his clothes, with all his clothes, in order to become purified. Wow. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, one should never look at the faces of all those persons who give mundane interpretations to Nam. If somehow during the course of events one converses with such a person, one should immediately bathe in the Ganga. When the Ganga is not close by, then one should bathe in some other pure water wearing one's clothes. Otherwise, one should perform manas snan, bathe mentally, and in this way, one will become purified. Sorry, Srimataji's like, okay, didn't want to get my clothes wet. Just joking. Yeah. Okay. Krishna Priya Vangshi Kripa Bharasha Jahar Harināma-cintāmaṇi Tar Alankar. One who has faith in the mercy of Śrī Ṭhākura, the avatar of Krishna's beloved flute, decorates himself with this Harināma-cintāmaṇi. Wow, what an interesting verse. One who has faith in the mercy of Śrī Ṭhākura. We read about him. He's Krishna's beloved flute who stayed after Mahaprabhu took sannyas and then left. He served Shachi Mata and Vishnu Priya Devi. So one who has faith in the mercy of Vangshi Ṭhākura decorates himself with this Harināma-cintāmaṇi. Thus, Iti Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇo Arthavāda Aparādha Vicharo Nama Ashtama Parichedah. Thus ends the 8th chapter of Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi, entitled A Deliberation upon the Offense of Giving Interpretations to the Holy Name, or thinking that the glories of the Holy Name are just exaggerated. All right. So tomorrow, what are we reading tomorrow? Tomorrow will be, it's chapter 9, is the mentality of performing pop on the strength of the holy name. So thinking that, okay, Harinam is so purifying, so I'm just going to do whatever I want and then chant to nullify my sinful acts. So that is an aparādha. And then this is a short chapter, and so is chapter 9. It's also a short chapter. Whoops. I meant to say chapter 10 is also short. This is giving instruction on the name to those without Shraddha. So I think tomorrow we'll read both these chapters. Yeah. All right. Now, let's see. Today is the disappearance day of Ishwar Puripad. So I'm going to just, oh wait, 1 second. Just looking at, wait 1 second. Let me just open this up first. Where did I move this? Shoot. Where's Kindle? I tried organizing my files, but I forgot where I put it. I thought I put it here. Oh, I did, but it moved over there. That's why. Whatever, I'm just going to put it here for now. Okay. Oh, and let me look at the chat really quick. I see somebody wrote a message. Hey, how come it's not coming up? Yes, today's a disappearance day of Ishwar Puri. Yeah, that's why I'm looking up. For some reason, though, lots of different calendars doesn't have it. Chaitanya Gaudiya Math and Gopinath Gaudiya Math doesn't have it in there. I don't know why. And I'm not sure, maybe our Bengali calendar didn't have it. I can't remember where I found this. Okay, so Ishwar Puri. This is the book Śrī Chaitanya and His Associates by Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. And just really quickly, I am looking to see if there are any other comments. Haribol Vidyalala Sadidi. Rukmini Didi says, my late mother, Devamani Dasi, used to recite these these Namer Sadrisha verses. Oh, really? So cool. All those verses where we're saying the holy name alone is the greatest this and the greatest that. So Srimati Devamai Didi, she used to recite all those verses. Haribo Fuleshwari Didi and Harimo Mohini Didi. Okay, so Shri Ishwara Puripad. Ishwar Puri was born in the town of Kumarhatta on the full moon day of the month of Jaishta to a family. How long is this? 11 minutes. How much more? Oh my God, we only have 5 minutes left. Okay, if anybody needs to go now, because it's 5 minutes till 8, Dandavat Pranams. Thank you so much for joining. See you tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to go a bit over time reading this, just letting you know. Okay. So, yeah, he's born in Kumarhatta on the full moon day of the month of Jaishta to a family of Brahmins hailing from Aparādha Desh. Kumarhatta is in the Chobis Parganas district, about 2 miles west of Pali Shahar train station. Some local people indicate his appearance place to be near the Kali temple in Mukhopadhyayapura of Kumarhatta. Srivas Pandit and his brothers moved here after Mahaprabhu took sannyas because they are unable to tolerate all the painful reminders of him in Navadvip. The temple, not far from Chaitanya Doba, is indicated to be their residence. Ishwar Puri's birthplace is popularly known by the name Chaitanya Doba. I went there one time with Tridandi Maharaj. I think it was Tridandi Maharaj. I can't remember actually who I went with, but yeah. The word Doba means a pool of water. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed through Kumarhatta on his way to Puri, he showed respect to his spiritual master by picking up some earth from this place of his birth, wrapping it in his cloth, and taking it with him. Thousands of pilgrims have since followed his example, thus forming a pit that has since filled with water. The mercy of the spiritual master. Ishwar Puri is a sannyas name. His name prior to taking sannyas is unknown. His father's name was Shama Sundar Acharya. Ishwar Puri took initiation from Madhavendra Puri, the embodiment of nectarine devotional love. Madhavendra Puri was pleased with Ishwar Puri's guilelessness, sincere and loving service, and thus showered him with blessings so that he too became immersed in the ocean of love for Krishna. If a disciple can satisfy his spiritual master, then he'll be fortunate and attain all auspiciousness and the fulfillment of all his desires. On the other hand, if the guru is unhappy with his disciple, then he will only know inauspiciousness. These teachings have been highlighted in the exemplary life of Madhavendra Puri. Ramachandra Puri was another of Madhavendra Puri's initiated disciples, but because of his arrogance, he was bereft of his guru's grace. Krishnadas Kaviraj has described the incident with great beauty in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 8, verses 16 to 30, as follows. Previously, when Madhavendra Puri was showing pastimes of sickness, Ramachandra Puri came to see him. Madhavendra Puri was singing the names of the Lord and crying out, "I have not attained Mathura." Ramachandra then began to instruct him without compunction, even though he was a disciple. He said, "Remember that you are completely full of the bliss of Brahman. Why are you crying like this, despite being knowledgeable of your own Brahman nature?" When Madhavendra Puri heard this, he became angry and began to rebuke Ramachandra, saying, get away, you most sinful rascal. I am dying from the distress of not having received Krishna's mercy, of not having attained Mathura. And you come to add to my misery. Go wherever you like, but don't show your face to me again. If I see you while I'm dying, I will take a lower birth. I am dying from the distress of not having attained Krishna, and this lowly fool is teaching me about Brahman. As a result, Madhavendra Puri withdrew his blessings from his disciple, who thenceforth started to develop material desires. He became a dry philosopher without any interest in Krishna. Not only that, but he became critical of everyone and devoted himself to fault-finding. Ishwar Puri, on the other hand, served his guru, even personally cleaning his urine and feces. He continuously repeated the name of Krishna and recounted Krishna's pastimes. Madhavendra Puri was so pleased with Ishwar Puri that he embraced him and blessed him, saying, "May you have the treasure of love for Krishna." From that time onward, Ishwar Puri became an ocean of love for Krishna, while Ramachandra Puri became a mine of insults. These two personalities thus bear witness to the results of pleasing or displeasing a great soul. Madhavendra Puri taught this truth through them. In this connection, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada has written in his Anubhashya. He said, even though Ramachandra Puri saw his own guru suffering of separation from Krishna, he was incapable of recognizing the transcendental nature of this transport of emotions. He judged his guru to be an ordinary man and took his mood to be mundane, the result of some material insufficiency. As a result, he tried to explain to him the value of experiencing oneness of Brahman. Madhavendra Puri reacted to his disciple's stupidity and disregard for his instructions, and thus stopped wishing for his welfare. He abandoned him and drove him away. Wow, that's heavy. He stopped wishing for his welfare. And he abandoned him. Madhavendra Puri abandoned his disciple and drove him away. Kind of curious to see the Bengali for that also. What verse is this? I'll look afterwards. I can look right now really quickly. Nah, I'm not gonna waste your time. As a result, Madhavendra Puri withdrew his blessings from his disciple, who thenceforth started to develop material desires. He became a dry philosopher without any interest in Krishna. Not only that, but he became critical of everyone and devoted himself to fault-finding. Ishwar Puri, on the other hand, served his guru. Oh wait, I already read this. Sorry. God, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so Mahaprabhu takes initiation from Ishwar Puri. Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and has no need of any teacher. Even so, he wishes to teach that it is absolutely necessary to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. For this reason, he played the role of a disciple, taking initiation from Ishwar Puri when he met him at Gaya. This in itself shows, beyond a doubt, Ishwar Puri's greatness and importance. Now, here's a quote from Adi Lila, chapter 17 of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then the Lord went to Gaya, where he met Ishwar Puri. After taking initiation from him, he started to display the signs of love of God, and when he returned to his homeland, he began to engage in the pastimes of divine love. When they met, Mahaprabhu and Ishwar Puri were overcome by the ecstasy of love and drenched each other in the tears of prem that fell from their eyes. The Lord said, My pilgrimage to Gaya is successful, for today I have seen your lotus feet. When one makes the pinda, the offerings to the ancestors at a holy place, then that ancestor is delivered. But simply so normally when one makes pinda, then the ancestor is delivered. But simply by one seeing you, O Ishvarapuri, O Gurudev, 10 million ancestors are delivered from all forms of bondage in a single moment. Therefore, no holy place is your equal, and you are the primary source of auspiciousness for even the holy places. Please lift me up from the ocean of material suffering. I offer this body up to your service. The only gift I ask is that you give me the nectar of Krishna's lotus feet to drink. That was all from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda, chapter 17, verses 49 to 55. Mahaprabhu was acting the role of an ordinary mortal, a pilgrim who had come to Gaya to offer the Shad oblations for his deceased father. On the day that he had performed these rituals, he returned to his room and began to cook. When Ishwar Puri came and placed his holy feet in Mahaprabhu's room, Mahaprabhu personally served him the rice and vegetables that he himself had cooked with great satisfaction. In doing so, Mahaprabhu demonstrated most perfectly how to serve the Guru. So what Mahaprabhu was cooking, the little bit that he was cooking for himself, he offered that all to Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri in Navadvip. Ishwar Puri had met Mahaprabhu in Navadvip even prior to giving him the 10-syllable mantra in Gaya. He had also met with Advaita Acharya, who had similarly played the role of Madhavendra Puri's disciple. Vrindavan Das Ṭhākura has described this meeting in the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Did Gadadhar Pandit take initiation from Ishwar Puri at that time? No, wait. Gadadhar Pandit took initiation. Who was it? Was it Swarup Damodar? No, I thought somebody took, but maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, I meant to say the Pundarik Vidyanidhi is Gadadhar Pandit. So yeah, if anybody knows, you can let me know. Once Ishwar Puri passed through Navadvip, this is from Chaitanya Bhagavat. So once Ishwar Puri passed through Navadvip, when Nimai was still engaged in his pastimes as a student, he stayed there for a few months in the house of Gopinath Acharya as his guest. One day he saw Nimai and was most impressed and attracted by his bodily beauty. Nimai invited Ishwar Puri to his house to eat, and had his mother Shachi cook and serve him Krishna Prasad. Then he and Ishwar Puri began talking about Krishna. Ishwar Puri also met Gadadhar Pandit and was pleased when he saw the depth of his renunciation and pure love for Krishna. He started to affectionately give him lessons from Sri Krishna Lilamrita, a book of his own composition. Okay, this is what I was thinking of. He didn't initiate him, but he had special affection for Gadadhar Pandit and then gave him lessons from Krishna Lilamrita that he wrote. Nimai would also come daily to visit Ishwar Puri while he was teaching Gadadhar and offer him his obeisance. One day, Ishwar Puripad asked Nimai to correct any mistakes that were in his book. Nimai answered, "Anyone who finds any fault with a devotee's description of Krishna is a sinner. If a devotee writes a poem, no matter how poorly he does it, it will certainly contain his love for Krishna. A fool says Vishnaya, while a scholar knows the correct form is Vishnave. But Krishna accepts the sentiment in either case. Bhav Grihi Janardhan, right? If anyone sees a fault in this, the fault is his, for Krishna is pleased with anything the pure devotee says. You too describe the Lord with words of love. So what arrogant person would dare criticize anything that you have written?" That's from Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Khanda, chapter 11, verse 105 to 110. And I've heard the example, just like a parent when their kids say the name of their mother or father with like messed up pronunciation. Does that like, you didn't say my name right, son? Like, no, that's actually makes them feel more affection. Like, they're yeah. So Krishna doesn't mind if we don't pronounce his name exactly properly. Actually, I don't think anybody really says Krishna like properly. It's Kri and then Krishna. Like it's kind of difficult to say actually. Everybody's like Krishna, 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 Krishna. Like so many people say Krishna in so many different ways, and um, but you still get the result. The same incident is described in the Bhakti Ratnakar 12, verse 2205-7 in the following way. So this is Bhakti Ratnakar. Look here, this is the house of Gopinathacharya, where Vishwambar would visit from time to time. Ishwar Puri stayed here for a while and composed his book Shri Krishna Lilamrita. He had great affection for Gadadhar Pandit, and when he saw the symptoms of love for Krishna in him, he taught him that book. When Nityananda Prabhu was traveling in the when Nityananda Prabhu was traveling in the what is this from now? Now this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, what we're reading. When Nityananda Prabhu was traveling in the west of India, he incidentally met Madhavendra Puri. When the two met, they fainted. Nityananda Prabhu was overcome by love and started to describe Madhavendra Puri's glories. And Madhavendra Puri himself embraced Nityananda Prabhu and wet him with his tears. Ishvara Puripad understood that Nityananda Prabhu was extremely dear to his spiritual master, and so, like his guru's other disciples, held him in great affection and felt a deep love for him. All glories to Madhav Puri, the ocean of love for Krishna. He was the first shoot, he was the ankur of the desire tree of devotion. That first shoot was nourished and grew in the form of Ishwar Puri, and from him the thick trunk of Chaitanya Lila took shape. That's from Adi Lila chapter 9, verses 10 to 11. And this is the last paragraph. Before he left this world, Ishwar Puri sent two of his disciples, Kashishwar and Govinda, to serve Mahaprabhu. Even though they were his godbrothers, Mahaprabhu still obeyed the order of his spiritual master and accepted them as his servants. All right, so Jai Shri Ishwar Puri Pad Ki Jai. Tadiya Shubha Tirova Titi Ki Jai. Jai Shri Madhavendra Puri Pad Ki Jai. Shriman Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Swaparshachi Gaur Hari Ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All right, that's our program for today. I'll do a short Mahamantra and then end. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Oh, and Rukmini, I was wondering where that verse was from. The one about that Krishna just takes the essence. A fool says Vishnaya, and a scholar might say Vishnave, but Krishna accepts the essence, the love that somebody says his name with. So that verse is actually from Narad Pancharatra. Cool. That's a really nice verse. I remember Uttam Prabhu was quoting that a lot. That's a nice verse to memorize. Maybe anyways. Okay. Jai Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Radha Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Srila Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Srila Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai, Satpashat Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan ki jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai, Jai Shri Saccidānanda Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākura ki jai, Jai Śrī Harināma-cintāmaṇi ki jai, Nama Chai Shri Haridas Ṭhākura ki jai, Shri Saccidānanda Gaur Hari ki jai, Shri Ishwar Puripad ki jai, Tadir Shubha Tirubhav Titi ki jai, Shri Govinda Das and Kashishwar Pandit ki jai. Jai Shri Madhavendra Puripad ki jai. Jai Shri Gadadhar Pandit ki jai. Jai Shri Krishna, what is it called? Krishna Lilamrita, I think? Ki jai. No. God, I was such a, we read it like twice in just now and I already forgot. But Jai Shri Harinam-sankirtan ki jai. And Jai Shri Bhakti Balabatirtha Gosai Maharaj ki jai, who we just read his glorification. Jai Shri Harinam-sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Go. Vrindai Tulsi Devai Priyai Keshavascha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhyai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Sarveshwari Mataji, Chatamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Ganga Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Vidyalala Sadidi, Rukmini Didi, Puleshwari Didi, Hari Mohini Didi, Mitra Vrinda Didi, Patita Pavani Didi, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams. Thank you so much. And yeah, I see there are 8 devotees there. Dandavat pranams. Also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end today's stream? All right. So see you all tomorrow to read about committing offenses, the offense of committing sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, thinking that, oh yeah, Harinama will nullify what I'm doing right now. And also telling the glories of the name to those who have no faith. I think that was the next one, right? Can't actually remember, but yeah. So yeah, Dandavat pranams. Haribol.